Everybody that works in here as a pujari for dressing the deities is an artist, and they're doing artwork back here. This is actually a work area where artists are always engaged. So all of these, this paraphernalia is put together in creative ways. There's not a formula, it's artwork. Every time that someone comes in here to put together an outfit for the deities, it's different than the last time.
It's the devotee's passion, he just wants to stay engaged in service, rendering service. Here, chanting, remembering, and serving.
Okay, Hare Krishna. I'm Swabhas Das, the Temple President of the New Dwarka community. Today we want to give you a snapshot look at the Pujari Room that we've been really wanting to develop here in New Dwarka. So we're inside the Pujari Room here. You can see the walls are naked. There's no floor here. And I'm going to introduce you to some of the devotees here that are doing all the work. This is Sri Rag. He's our main craftsman here. This is Sri Rag, and this is Radhesham, his son, and this is Kavi Chandra.
Hare Krishna. A
lot of this work is really done out of devotion. We're not paying them anywhere near what you would have to pay someone. They're doing this as a devotional service, as service to Krishna. And that's what really makes it fantastic.
I was working here earlier, and we did the sidewalk back here. It used to look like a place from India. It looked like an alley in India, and it took us about a month to do, but we did it.
Kavi was on the Bobcat, which we had 30 yards of mountain of sand and gravel in the parking lot. About 350 bags of concrete we carried in here from out there. Mixed it by hand in a concrete mixer. We're having fun, but at the same time it was
hard.
It was tough.
The overall purpose would be to upgrade the level of service that we give to our deities, Rukmini, Dwarkadish, Lord Jagannath, Baladev, Subhadra, and Gaurnitai. We're going to make our flower room that we keep our flowers in a larger space, which would be very, very important for us, because here the worship of Rukmini Dwarkadish means a lot of flowers, fresh flowers.
We use how many thousands of dollars of flowers every month?
We spend about $6,000 a month.
$6,000 a month on flowers, and they're kept fresh. They come every week. And they make flower garlands and decorations, and I mean it's fabulous the way the deities here have, flower decorations and everything. It's just phenomenal. This was made by devotees that were, they were pretty creative, but it's kind of a makeshift walk-in, but we're going to get one custom built professionally, and it's going to expand all the way to that wall. So it's going to be almost double the size when it's done. My son came here from Denver. He did all the electricity, so the electric's all done. Install those beams.
And we had to get like 4 or 5 guys just to lift these up here.
What's happening with the floor plan is that we put some windows in here. You'll see the shape of the windows, and you'll see the shape of how everything's going to be laid out, where the cabinetry will be, where the walk space will be.
She'd like to see the cooler. But we had to level the floor, and we put a concrete base underneath that was self-leveling in order for them to put the walk-in. On festival days, they have an enormous amount of flowers, and they used to struggle with the little one. So now they're very happy. It's cold in there, the flowers, when you open the door, you can smell the fragrance of the flowers, and the walk-in is very very much in the realm of coolness which flowers desire. I think flowers require 35 to 38. So it stays like at 35 degrees. So very, very nice. Very nice walking. All stainless steel floor, stainless steel walls. It doesn't drip and it stays cold. Very clean. But we just have to have this door adjusted because all of these floors were raised up, to accommodate the heating system. This whole area is being heated with an underfloor heating system. As you can see, the heating company, they engineered it so that the heating goes also under the cabinet, so the cabinets will also be emanating heat, and all of the floor tiles will be becoming warm due to the heating system, so therefore the heat will, maintain a longer lasting heating with not much effort of, water and gas for heating and everything. The tiles will hold a lot of heat to keep the room warm for a long while. Notice all the black lines on the floor, that's where the heating system is all. We don't want to put any screws in those water lines. If we do, that'll be a disaster, but we don't want to do that.
This was Srila Prabhupada's favorite place in the Western world. He'd spend a lot of time here, 2 weeks at a time, and I don't know exact amount of times, but it was quite a bit. He would spend 2 weeks and then go away for a month and then come back again. This temple was the temple that he wanted to use as the flagship for America. Any other temples that were in America, a lot of times the leaderships were welcome to come here and learn the art of how to practice Krishna consciousness and deity worship, outreach programs, things of that nature. And so this is still like what we consider the flagship of the U.S.
We have a unique situation here. We have a lot of space and we have a lot of different functions. We have a lot of pujaris, and the space that we were working in for the last 40 years here was not designed as a pujari room. It was just a space that we gradually over time modified here and modified there and made adjustments so that we could make it all happen. And it happened wonderfully here for a long time. And it got to the point where the facility was just so seriously run down, holes in the floor. It became an issue of optimization. We had to say, okay, what are some of the issues here that we need to solve? Understand how the process of taking care of the deities works, what each of the pujaris has to do, when they have to do it. Another thing we had to face is that naturally the deity service has to go on in spite of our tearing apart the entire space where we used to do all this service. So we had to figure out a way of making that happen. So we actually took the opportunity to create a temporary space over here. So this gives us the opportunity to take care of all the deity service in this temporary space. This was created purely as a temporary space, only so we can do the reconstruction without having to kind of overlap the space. Then this will all be removed and put back to its original use, which is just an outdoor passageway and for the side of the temple.
My son came for a month and he helped us put in all the lighting. There was this company called Sunset Drywall that did, this is the most fantastic drywall installation I've ever seen in my 40 years of doing carpentry. These guys were really good. So after they came in and they were done, we painted everything. And then we proceeded on these. These are the closets for hanging the deities' clothes. Rukmini Dwarkadish, this is their closet. This is where all their jewelry, all their different paraphernalia, all their dresses, everything go on this side, in this whole area. So as you can check out the action in these drawers, these are all soft closed drawers. It helps to keep the life of the drawer, So this area here is for the deities of Jagannath, Baladev, and Subhadra. And this is the area for their clothes, their paraphernalia, their jewelry. That division on that side is for Gora and Nitai, Lord Chaitanya and Lord Nityananda. And they'll have their drawers, their clothes hanging. There's going to be another tower going up here all the way to the ceiling. You know, it's not here yet.
So you can tell this is a luxury item, a big, huge closet for Krishna. It's like a walk-in closet. It's beautiful. And why shouldn't Krishna have the most, elegant?
Absolutely.
Absolutely. So we used all good material. Everything that we used was high-quality material that was purposefully done so that it could be here for 100 years, if not longer. I would like to really thank the devotees who helped me with this particular project, and especially Brajapati Prabhu. Now Brajapati, he put a lot of time, a lot of effort, a lot of energy going out and speaking to people, getting them to understand about the project, and getting them to help donate towards this wonderful project. So especially I'd like to thank him for his nice, sincere service. My wife and I collaborated about this for many, many, many years. So I'd like to thank my wife, I really do, because she lives with me, and she'd always, encourage me. She would always, listen to what I had to say about the project. So, a lot of frustrations that go through that, so it's good to have somebody you can talk to, communicate about it, right? Someone that'll support your idea and give you the encouragement. So I gotta really, thank her a lot for being there and helping me. We started out with a nice concert, and we did get some good contributions out of it, donations. So that was our beginning. And then throughout the year, we actually approached a lot of our congregational members, our longtime supporters of the temple, and we told them what our project was, and they were very supportive. They thought it was a wonderful thing. They really wanted to see an upgrade for the deities of the temple. I've brought at least 10 people through here so far that were our donors, and every one of them just enjoyed the whole thing. They loved it. They thought everything was really first class, very clean. They had no idea about all the clothes. They had no idea how much effort and devotion is involved on a daily basis in serving Krishna. It takes a lot of effort. So they were very happy to see all the wonderful paraphernalia of Krishna and how beautiful everything's going to be. And they were very, very supportive, that I can tell you. And that's how we got this project, by their contributions and their devotion to Krishna. So we want to thank our congregational members for supporting this wonderful project for Rukmini and Dwarkadish.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare